What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Whoa. What's going on? What up, Willie? What up, Ms. Lee T? Where's everybody at? What's going on? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Day number 2. Alright. Let's get on with it. Let's go. So, we back. This is day number 2. Day number 2. Day number 2. And it's not looking so good. It's not looking so good for the defense team. It ain't looking so good for the prosecution team. I'm sorry. It's not looking so good for the prosecution team. I really don't know what to say other than we're here. Y'all already know the oil spill, where the super chat is at the bottom of the page. The Cash App is official DanaJay. The tip jar is at the top of the chat page. As y'all heard some things go on earlier, like, oh, well, you know, DanaJay ain't here at the court and this and this, whatever. We're going to dismiss that. We ain't even going to talk about it. Because people are crazy. I mean, like, fanatically crazy. I can't wait to get around the bros. Haven't seen them in a minute. If I didn't learn anything about this case, I've learned that on YouTube and dealing with people from YouTube, 99.9.9.935.935 and a quarter have an alternative motive. And they want to get the person that is the source out the way so that way they can be the source. And that's facts. So, we're going to talk about day number 2 of the trial for R. Kelly. Now, a couple people that was there called me today, and we talked a little bit. I don't know everything that's there. I don't know everything that happened, but I will be reading a couple publications about Geronda and about the first 2 days of trial so far. Also, I'll be reading y'all something that came from another reporter that's there, as well as 2 of her sisters have made statements. So we not going to pass forth time because I'm quite sure on the Bolsky channel, because Glenda and Janet they were there all day, so I'm quite sure that they got the full breakdown. But I'm going to give you the press side from what the press is saying, as well as what her sisters are saying. All right, did that make sense? I think it does. So I don't have many people watching because they probably everywhere scattered watching other people, and that's fine. So let's talk about it. Let's go. Monday when I get there, we will have the full conversation. Trust me, because I will be there. Trying to get this out the way. Trying to get this out the way, so let's do it like this. Okay. The Root reported opinion. Day 1 of the R. Kelly's New York trial is in the books. Here's what we know so far. And it's by Chanel Janai. She said, teenager and the studios... Wait a minute, it starts like that? Oh. Teenager and the studio on Chicago's west side that was the site of many of his alleged abuses. Pace's story is by now familiar, having been recounted in myriad media outlets since she went public with her allegations in 2017. And it combines many of the hallmarks of Kelly's alleged criminal enterprise. Sex with a minor, some of it videotaped, the strict rules he made his partners follow, isolation from friends and family, physical abuse, and finally, a hefty settlement payout in exchange for the accuser's silence. When it was time for the defense to present their statements, attorney Nicole Blank Becker tried to characterize Pace and the forthcoming witnesses as women who just want to make a name for themselves by accusing Kelly. All of their stories, all of their explanations, they're all going to sound kind of similar, Becker said in part, using those buzzwords like, I couldn't eat, it was a cult, they're amazing in the media, that is audience grabbing. She later added of Pace, I can't even count as high as the number of untruths, stories you're going to hear from Pace on that stand. The proverbial word groupie is an understatement. You'll see. When it comes to her, she's going to claim she had a magnificent relationship with Mr. Kelly until it was time to write a book. There will be so many untruths told to you that even the government will not be able to untangle the web of lies. Witnesses will tell you all these negative things. They're going to form a picture that basically Mr. Kelly is this monster. But some of these relationships that Mr. Kelly had were beautiful. Per Variety, the trial is expected to go on for several weeks, and if convicted, Kelly could face a maximum sentence of 10 years to life in prison. According to prosecutors, in addition to the crimes he faces in New York, Kelly also faces multiple charges in Chicago and Minnesota. Alright, so that's what The Root put it out. They put it out and labeled that today. Now, hey Laverne, how you doing? Now, we're going to go to CBS, which we all know is fake news, because they always reporting something wrong. Fruit Flavors, hey, Miss Virgo, hey, Tidy Talk, hey, Kimberly Nicole, hey. So let's go there. First witness testifies in R. Kelly racketeering trial in New York. R. Kelly's trial on racketeering charges is now underway in New York, with the first witness taking the stand yesterday to testify she was abused as a teen. The 54-year-old platinum selling, wait a minute, CBS changed their wording. It was disgrace. Now is the 54-year-old platinum selling artist is also facing other criminal cases. CBS News correspondent Jerica Duncan joined CBS AM with the latest. Okay. That's what they said about, that's what CBS said. Okay. Let's go here. AFP reports R. Kelly singer said she was choked when she was 16. Let's go there. What is this? Like, move. A woman told R. Kelly's trial Thursday that the disgraced R&B star choked her until she passed out during a 6-month sexual relationship they had when she was a teenager. Jerronda Pace, oh my God. Now I can't get it over. Oh my God. Jerronda Pace. Hold on, y'all. Sometimes I hate this thing, sometimes I don't. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Jerronda Pace, now 28, wept as she read aloud from a journal entry describing how Kelly slapped her, saying, "If I lie to him again, it's not going to be an open hand next time. He choked me during an argument before she had sex with him," wrote the thin 16-year-old Pace, who said that after having sex with Kelly for the last time, she became fed up. "And I went home and confessed." Pace also said Kelly had requested she dress as a Girl Scout and do her hair in pigtails during sex, which he filmed. During cross-examination, defense attorney Devereaux Canick aimed to present Pace as a groupie who was stalking Kelly after their relationships end, which Pace denied. The accuser also told Canick that if she was on Kelly's bad side, she sometimes waited up to 3 days for permission to use the bathroom. Wait a minute. She held that stuff for 3 days to go to the bathroom? I'm clearly not believing that. Sorry, but I'm not believing that. Pace is among the women who have accused Kelly of spreading herpes to her without disclosing that he had contracted the virus. But wait, ain't she pregnant now? And the person she's pregnant by don't have herpes, so how she... Kelly's doctor for 25 years, Chris McGrath, testified Thursday that he prescribed the musician medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes as early as 2007. Okay. Kelly's doctor for 25 years, Chris McGrath, testified Thursday that he prescribed the musician medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes as early as 2007. McGrath, who also socialized with Kelly, said he prescribed the singer herpes medication so often that I memorized the phone number of the pharmacy. Kelly, 54, is charged with racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor between 1994 and 2018. He denies the charges but faces between 10 years and life in prison if convicted on all counts. The trial, expected to last a month, finally got underway in Brooklyn federal court on Wednesday after a delay of more than a year caused by the coronavirus pandemic. So let's go back here. They said Kelly's doctor for 25 years, Chris McGrath, testified Thursday that he prescribed the musician medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes as early as 2007. So let's go there. And you seen Oko saying, oh yeah, but he got herpes. If you read what the publication say, it said to treat symptoms of genital herpes as early as 2007. So I have a question. If Rob have herpes, he wouldn't have to treat the symptoms of. He will be treating genital herpes and not symptoms. You can have symptoms of the coronavirus, but you don't have the virus. That's it, faces. Wouldn't that reoccurring medication work? Why would he keep calling? Facts. So that's not making sense to me. But I'm gonna break this down. And only the way that I know how. Let me send these texts out real quick. So let's go here, let's go there. Let's do this. I gotta send this out real quick. Real quick. I almost forgot. Hold on. Okay, let's go there. So let's go ahead. So the publication says Kelly's doctor for 25 years, Chris McGrath, testified Thursday that he prescribed a musician medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes as early as 2007. Right? Then he follows up and says McGrath, who also socialized with Kelly, said he prescribed the singer herpes medication so often that I memorized the phone number of the pharmacy. I call that cap. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you have herpes, you don't want to be treated for symptoms. You want to be treated for whatever it is that you have. And it says testified Thursday that he prescribed the musician medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes. Now, here's the thing. You can have symptoms of anything. That don't mean that you have the outbreak. I'm wondering if I make myself clear. And just like Faces and Beyond said, why? And she said, why would they need to call him meds if he already on medication? The medication, I thought, was to control the outbreak. I thought the same thing. Unless he never had herpes, he just had symptoms. Just like you can catch the coronavirus. If you catch the coronavirus, you don't have just symptoms. Or you just don't have symptoms, but you got the virus. If you asymptomatic, you don't get symptoms. You just get the virus. If you're not asymptomatic, then you get symptoms, then you get the virus, or you get symptoms and you don't get the virus. So it don't make sense to me that you, as a doctor of his, you prescribed him with medication to treat symptoms of genital herpes. Why would you treat symptoms when he had herpes allegedly instead of just treating herpes? So yeah, I call that cat. That don't make sense to me. I call that a lie. Because if I go to a doctor, especially if you my friend, and we hanging out, and you prescribe me some medication to treat symptoms, but y'all saying I got the full-blooded joint, we got a problem. Because you're not treating the full-blooded joint. You're treating the symptoms, which means you just putting a Band-Aid over. You just pacifying it. And I never seen R. Kelly run around scratching himself. I never seen him saying, oh, his man hurt. I never seen none of that. So if he had it that long, let's make it make sense. Everybody should have it then, right? So why is it that everybody don't have it? Hey, child. So we're going to keep it going. Let's go. No, this ain't the one I wanted to play first. Show first, I meant. This is the one I wanted to show first. Let's see. This is the one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And my low down voice. Oh, God. Here you go. Here you go. I'm using someone else's content here. This is Geronda, the lady who backtracked her story so many times. This is her nice and pregnant on the stand. Hey, Prima. Prima said, let's see what Prima Donna said. She said, let's see. She said, why say herpes medication instead of the name of what's prescribed? Meds treat a variety of symptoms. Facts. That's facts, Prima. That's facts. So, let's break this down. She's nice and pregnant on the stand, right? And Kanik is showing her a picture of herself. What am I doing? So, wait a minute. The next picture I'm gonna show, and these are not Just Jazz or Sylvia's stuff. This is Miss Julia Janae. She go on Twitter at Julia Court TV. She's very on point about her stuff, and I thank Miss Julia for putting it up there and covering it. I'm not there at the time, so I thank her so much. When I get there, I'll be able to bring y'all truth of what's going on, so that way everybody can have an understanding. Alright. And she said cross-examination. That's what the cross and double dots mean. Cross-examination. Kanik tries to impeach Pace by asking how she could be 14 when she met R. Kelly. On April the 1st, 2008, at the child porn trial, then be 16. In May 2009, when sexual activity began. Kanik, you advanced 2 years in only 1 year and 1 month. Pace calmly replies, my birthday is April the 19th. Okay, you still didn't answer his question. His question was, how did you morph to be 2 years older than what you really are in 1 year and 1 month? Prima Donna, I hope you can answer that for me, because I've never heard nobody morphing like that. All the mothers, what if you had a baby and you raised your baby and every year he turned another year older, but then when he turned 14, when his birthday came around or when it came time for a trial, he wasn't 15, he turned 16. How would y'all take that? Would y'all ask them to see the super growth or what? How would y'all take that? Let's keep going. Once again, this is Miss Julia Janae work from at Julia Court TV on Twitter. Day 2. She said day 2. Day 2 of the case against R. Kelly begins with testimony and cross-examination of Jerronda Pace, Jane Doe number 4. Defense attorney Deborah Kanik is questioning her about the time she lied about her age when she was a teen. Pace shared her story publicly on Surviving R. Kelly at Court TV. Accuser Jerronda Pace testified yesterday about R. Kelly's strict rules for his girlfriends, asked permission to use the bathroom, wear baggy clothes around other men. On cross today, the defense presented a photo of her in tight clothes while at Kelly's house in 2009 and 2010. Wow. All the liars shall be caught. All the liars shall be caught. This is them in court. That's Robert with a blue suit on. That's Nicole. Wow. I love these pictures. So I take it that it didn't turn out well today for Oak Cove and their star witness, Jane Doe number 4. It didn't turn out real well. So since it didn't turn out for Oak Cove and Jane Doe number 4, they tried to speak something out, talking about R. Kelly, a doctor said he had herpes. No, that's not what the doctor said. He said he prescribed them medicine for symptoms of. Just because you have symptoms don't mean you have it. Make this make sense. I can have all the symptoms of COVID-19. But when I go get tested and they say, no, you don't have COVID-19, what am I supposed to do? Say I got COVID-19? Make it make sense. So now we're about to get into some serious family business. These are testimonies from Geronda's sisters. This gonna get kind of heavy, y'all, because Geronda's sisters ain't holding back nothing. They ain't holding back no punches. This is from Simply Cristelia, and she says, I'm not making excuses for R. Kelly. However, I will only speak on Geronda Pace, whom is my sister, that I no longer have ties to due to her continuously being manipulative, deceitful, and unashamed of the mockery she puts out personally against me and members of our family. Let me read that again. I'm not making excuses for R. Kelly. However, I will only speak on Geronda Pace, whom is my sister, that I no longer have ties to due to her continuously being manipulative, deceitful, and unashamed of the mockery she puts out personally against me and members of our family. Geronda was obsessed with R. Kelly. For years, she stalked him and lied about her age to get near him with the goal of obtaining money, attention, and fame. Our family, for years, tried placing her on the right path, but she had her mind made up since a young teen that she was in love with him, and that was that. It is not fair for other members of our family to be mocked and ridiculed with her claims that no one cared about her and that she apparently had some awful childhood. No one could tell her anything, and that was the honest truth. When I was younger, I continuously supported her despite finding many inconsistencies in the things she said, even as a young child. And as a teen, however, I wanted to believe her and didn't ever question her. Unfortunately, it took me getting into my 20s to realize the many lies she spread and to be able to see past the fact she was my sister. But that she was a mentally sick person that will lie on any and everyone to avoid taking accountability and find something to gain. I am only here to set the record straight on our family and make it clear from a direct insider. We had no parts and want no parts either. Thank you. Best of luck to her and others. Wow. So my question is this. Did her uncle really rape her? Because her sister saying she didn't have a messed up childhood. And she had in her mind that she was going to do whatever she had to do to get next to Robert. Money, fame, attention. Money, fame, attention. And I'm going to add one, spotlight. We see that on YouTube with these aggressive, obsessed fans. Thank you so much, Miss Delva Richards. I mean, and Miss Delva Rivers. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. I butchered your name. I appreciate you, Miss Rivers. So we see that on YouTube with the so-called bloggers who are obsessed fans that try to cast blame on other bloggers when they the ones that don't want to take accountability for their own stuff. But wait, let's see what the other sister had to say. Let's see what the other sisters had to say. Prima said something. What'd she say? Oh, she said wave. Let's see what the other sister had to say. Whew. This is getting deep and hot and heavy. Miss Tanyika. Miss Tanyika Brown. Okay. Y'all got some names on y'all, honey. Miss Tanyika Brown. If you watching Miss Tanyika Brown, if you are watching, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I sent all of y'all the link as well. So Miss Tanyika Brown, she said, I've kept silent for the most part out of respect for our family. This is a second one. Jesus. However, even I eventually have a limit, especially when lies are being spewed in regards to subject matter. Uh-oh. Think of that word again, subject matter. That is extremely sensitive and private to me. Geronda Pace is one of my younger sisters. And although it brings me no enjoyment to have to come out against her, right is right and wrong is wrong. Her testifying in the courts against R. Kelly is her right. But lying about certain things, and especially bringing up my deceased daughter, whom is currently still being mourned, oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! Was extremely distasteful and unacceptable. My child deserves to be able to rest in peace. I do not appreciate having to relive trauma due to her trying to garnish sympathy from the press because she chose to live a lie and not take accountability. Thank you so much again, Ms. Rivers. And not take accountability for her actions. Side note, to make it clear, I am not in agreement to things R. Kelly has allegedly done, but I will defend myself and family. I think I need to read that again. I've kept silent, prima donna. That's how I feel. My eyes are open. These are both of her sisters. Miss Tanyika Brown said, I've kept silent for the most part out of respect for our family. However, even I eventually have a limit, especially when lies are being spewed in regards to subject matter that is extremely sensitive and private to me. Geronda Pace is one of my younger sisters. And although it brings me no enjoyment to have to come out against her, right is right and wrong is wrong. Her testifying in the courts against R. Kelly is her right. But lying about certain things and especially bringing up my deceased daughter, whom is currently still being mourned, was extremely distasteful and unacceptable. My child deserves to be able to rest in peace. I do not appreciate having to relive trauma due to her trying to garnish sympathy from the press because she chose to live a lie and not take accountability for her actions. Side note, to make it clear, I am not in agreement to things R. Kelly has allegedly done, but I will defend myself and my family. So even her family is calling her a liar. Good God Almighty. I'm going to send you those too in a few minutes. But before I go, that goes to show that mental manipulation, and you can lie to yourself enough to make yourself believe that your lie is a fact. Now, let's make it make sense. You was getting $500,000 every 2 weeks, but you come to court looking like a hobo. You was getting $500,000 every 2 weeks, and you was homeless. How? You got evicted for $37. Then you was a squatter, and you got evicted for being a squatter. How? These are questions that I have. How? But I got a better situation that's going to make y'all laugh. Because I'm going to be honest. I was rude when I got off the way I got off earlier. Because I left without saying goodbye. But I wanted to laugh so hard. I got all my laughs out. Now I can show y'all again why I laugh so hard. Let's go. Melissa Alexander. It was $500,000 every 2 weeks. That's what she said. And then she changed it when she talked to Jim Diagas and said 5,000. Right. That's what it was. 500,000 at first, and then she changed it to 5,000 because he's supposed to gave her this multi-million-dollar lawsuit. So let's go ahead. We know Melissa Alexander as being the lady who was frequent with bedbug. And she set up the fake dollar for the king Cash App, which we all know there was never a dollar for the king Cash App. Right? There was never a dollar for the king Cash App. But she set it up. Then she disappeared a little bit. Then I'm going to tell y'all, just pay attention to where I'm about to walk y'all to. Then she disappeared a little bit, right? And now she's back with a vengeance. This is what she said. She says, 1 hour to YouTube. Melissa Alexander is feeling blessed. 1 hour ago on YouTube. It will be 3 hours now. She said, God got you, my baby boy. It's a girl. Thank heaven for frozen eggs and sperm. The most precious gift one can be blessed with. No flowers, no wine to become an alcoholic. No cheap gifts, but the gift of life, the gift of love. I have the greatest gift of all. And even if things go left, Heavenly Star is coming. And I'll have a piece of you in your heart forever. But you're coming home. And let's go to Toronto and have our star-studded wedding. And next year, reception in the Palisades on the hilltop. Same reason why in California. What a beautiful white tent to hold 200 people. Kmart, Tony, Chris Brown, Tyrese, Johnny Gill, Charlotte. Guest list will be long and star-studded and will present heavenly star to everyone. Then, but no one but my mother will see her and you and me and Blair. Before then, before she's won, she will not be photographed. December of 2022. Our January of 2023. will be her first photograph to anyone. So we're praying, 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 praying. I'm getting bigger, 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 and bigger. But I'm happy about it. She's going to be the most beautiful as little girl like her queen mama. I got to find a godmom, or maybe not. I don't trust really any other girls. I know I got to find a nanny. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Three questions. And I'm going to let y'all answer. Question number 1. When did we first see Melissa Alexander on the scene? Question number 1. Question number 1. When did we first see Melissa Alexander on the scene? Hey, Kiva. Question number 2. With whom and in whose chat did we see Melissa Alexander, aka Lisa Kelly? Who platform did we see Melissa Alexander frequent on? Question number 3. After the argument with me about Robert, we haven't seen Melissa Alexander anymore until now. Let's make this make sense. Let's make this make sense. That's the lady asking Sharon if Kells had a woman. Let's make this make sense. I can't make this up. When I call it, I call it. I can't make this up. So, yeah, she was on Dr. Rogers as well. See, there it is. I can't make this up. The question is, when the psychos attack, what do you do when you're not a psycho? Do you sit and watch? Do you speak out against? Because if they join the masses, you the problem. This is like Me Too all over again. This is Me Too of YouTube. Look at what I'm going through. I've been Me Too'd on YouTube by people who I thought was on up and up. Same thing happened to Robert. He's been Me Too'd. Some of his so-called friends turned their back on him. I'm going through the same thing. Some of my so-called friends turned their back on me. But Robert's still pushing. DanaJay still pushing. I'm lost. I'm lost about it all. But I'm going to tell you this. Before I sit here and say me and Robert are victims of circumstance, I'll say this. Me and Robert got warnings about these very same people. But our hearts are so big that we overlooked the warning and ran with, oh, they just people. And we got daggered. He's being tried in a court of public opinion. That's why he's in court right now. This is nothing but public opinion. I'm being tried in the court of YouTube opinion. That's why I'm defending myself so much now. Because I wouldn't go along with the get along game. Robert being tried because he wouldn't go along with the get along game. They wanted him to forget his masters. He said, no, I want my masters. He also went against everything that they wanted him to stand for. He don't believe in pedophilia. He don't believe in homosexuality, as the people try to paint on him. But when he stood up against it, oh no, we gotta lock you up. Because as long as you are not locked up, we can't control your voice. But if we lock you up, we can control your voice. Same thing go for me. They wanted to control my movements. They wanted to know every little single thing about R. Kelly and his inner circle. And I wouldn't give them nothing. So I became the enemy. And the first strike was he trying to break up my home. Y'all remember that? He trying to break up my home. If nothing else will get people to hate you, talk about how happy you are in your marriage and somebody try to come against it. That's what started it. The minute I retaliated back, the minute I became the enemy to everybody. They attempted coups. They tried to destroy me. They talked about I recorded innocent people, which I didn't. I still hold my claim to fame. I will talk to people on the phone, and I will have my tablet that I'll be talking to them on. I will leave the conversation from my tablet and cut the conversation on my phone and go in the kitchen. I didn't know that one of these Samsung tablets got audio like that and they can pick up stuff. I didn't know that. So, in the episode of it, I was recorded talking to the Brotherhood. I own that. Because purposely and thoughtfully, I should have cut them off and had my conversation with the Brotherhood and the inner lawyers separately away from everybody. But no, I thought we was a family. I thought that I wouldn't have to worry about being recorded on my phone because I went in another part of the home. But the minute I turned away, the minute I was recording, or should I say I was recorded and it came back up. I can't deny the recording, but I can deny me giving the recording or me recording those people. That never happened. It was a third party that did it. That's why if you just sit back and wait, and you're going to see things develop real slowly. She must have gave R. Kelly some of that weed jacked him off and froze it herself because, good Lord, the delusion, you stupid. So, I became the enemy. I was sold a car. The same people who came to the internet and said, I leased the car. Then when it was proven that the car was sold to me, then they wanted to get mad and sabotage the car and take tags. After the judge said, you go your way, he go his way, y'all leave each other alone. I held my end to the bargain. So I'm not at fault at nothing. Which also turns about, like, okay, now I'm being summoned by the private investigator. I'm being summoned that I'm this bad guy. I'm this, I'm that. Everybody want to come out against DanaJay. Why? I'll tell you why. I was one of the first ones to speak on Rob's innocence when it wasn't conventional. There was no Dubowski. There was no Bedbug. There was no Levi. There was no Blockbender. There was no Walrus. There was none of them. It was me against the world. I've had pages shut down. I've lost revenue. And behind this case, I've lost people. I've lost friends outside of YouTube that wanted to believe the propaganda. I've even been clowned. I've been laughed at. I've been called a pedophile lover. And I still stayed consistent. Nothing else. Consistent. I've been threatened today. Oh, this is going to happen if you show up. This is going to happen. I don't like scare tactics because that makes me show up. So I'll be in court this week. And I'm only coming to court for support of Robert Sylvester Kelly and to report the truth. That's it. Nothing else. If anything out the way happens, I will try to diffuse any and everything. But if I can't diffuse it, I will defend myself to the most violent way of the law. So to let you know, I'm not coming on no dumb stuff. This is not the time or the place for that. If anybody want to know, DanaJay do not be in other people's chats. Y'all don't talk about nothing. Y'all not worth my time. I frequent from time to time to the Dubowski chat. I live in Prima Donna chat. I live in Sky Zone chat. I be in Brook chat from time to time. I live in Levi chat. I go to Senator chat from time to time. I'm starting to pick up more on what Senator's saying. Georgia Girl chat, I be there from time to time, but I be in the bushes. Fantasia chat, I'm there. Miss Lady T, I'm in the bushes. Me and her had a talk today. She have to revamp her channel. So with that being said, starting Monday. Well, no, actually starting today. We ain't for the bullcrap. I'm not going to go back and forth with nobody. I'm not growing nobody else's channel. I done grew enough gremlin channels. You can call me Gizmo. I done grew Stripe. I done grew Jumbo. I done grew a lot of channels. Now ask this question. Is any of them worth it? And then I'm going to ask this question. Without the name DanaJay, what would your channel be? So I big up the people who built their channels without my name. Like Prima Donna. Like Sky Zone. Like Senator. Like Miss Lady T trying to do. Like Fantasia trying to do. Like Georgia Girl trying to do. I big up those folks because they getting it the way I got it, out the mud. And one thing we don't do, we ain't buying nothing. We don't need to buy. Because if you bring consistent and clear-cut content, the people will come eventually. Do I get mad when I see people I know that bought tens of thousands of subscribers? Heck yeah. Because I sit back and be like, ow, their content trash. But then I remind myself, the race is not given to the swift. It's given to the one who can endure. So I've lost my home. I've lost my job. All in the name of R. Kelly. From people who said, I'm with R. Kelly. But the same people that said he a dope dealer singer. He goofy. He gonna be locked up like Bill. This is my money. If I want to send it to R. Kelly, I send it to R. Kelly. If not, I keep it for myself. And the same people rocks with these people. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why DanaJay name is in the chat of the Warriors today? I don't know. But somebody asked me a question. Dana, why do you think the Warriors didn't go to New York? Two names. Demetrius Smith. Now once he leaves and it's confirmed that he's gone, shit pop up. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I'm looking forward to having, and this might throw all of y'all off, I'm looking forward to having a conversation with a person who don't like me. I'm interested to hearing a side of a person who don't like me. But I want to look the person in the eye. That's just the type of person that I am. I want to look a person in the eye when I tell them what they have done to me. At that point, only thing that can happen is either men going to respect men or men going to fight. There's only two ways you can box a man in. So anybody can talk on YouTube. Anybody can talk on the phone. But I'm a man. I want to look another man in the eye. That's what I want to do. I was brought from the mud. I was brought up from the concrete jungle of Lafayette Projects, where we didn't have swings. We played on elevator shafts. We played football on concrete. How most people jump over monkey bars? No, we jumped over gates. And if you got caught on that gate, guess what? Hospital you went. We rode bikes. So when people tell me I should be scared, you excite me. That's what I mean by I get aroused from that. But that's not my forte. I don't gotta go to another state to prove that I'm no punk. It is what it is. I'm going for Robert. A lot of people that have been around me, which hand is it? This one. Y'all wouldn't know that this hand, I have a deformity on this hand. Why? Being hard-headed. I stuck my hand in a bike spoke. It was hanging on by a piece of skin. All three of these just dangling. That's why I can do crazy things with this hand. And I don't feel pain in this whole wrist. So you can stick me with a needle, you can do whatever, I won't feel it. You can pinch me, I won't feel it. Not on my right hand. And that just happened to be my power hand. Even though I'm even-handed. So I can give you equal power. But I said that to say this. Always be on guard for the unexpected, but never go looking for the unexpected. So back to this right here. Hey, Mocha Skies. Geronda went to court expecting everybody to soak up under her. But now that Geronda has been debunked badly, and they still didn't get her with the lie that she told everybody. The sex cult, that came from her. The can't eat, that came from her. The pissing in the bucket, that came from her. I told y'all, the one person that nobody wanted to talk about groomed them for a whole year. And I'm going to talk about her tomorrow. Since nobody else want to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. And that's Tamara Simmons. I'm going to give you the lowdown. And I'm going to pull up my email. Because before I knew what she was doing, I was trying to get with her agency. I needed an agent to represent me. I'm glad I didn't. So with that being said, last but not least, for Geronda to be a victim, her closing comments was, I still love Robert. With that being said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. DanaJay love every one of y'all. And you kill hate, lies, and negativity with love, prosperity, and truth. DanaJay gone. 11:30 in the morning. I see y'all. Peace out.
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
On the ground, and then I woke up as a well in the middle of a pond. And the minute I opened my mouth, it started to sing. Oh, that changed everything. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know just how I got here, just how I made it, just how I made it, just how I made it here. But I'm glad I did, I'm glad I did. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. But coming up in the hood, I saw so many things. But though so many things brought me all of my dreams. And then here I am, today. We